Hello Aries, Aries Rising and Aries Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting January 30th, 2017. And remember guys, when I say Moon and Rising, I do mean Moon and Rising. I highly recommend that we always check our Rising and our Moon signs if we know it, because it does add an extra dimension to your weekly horoscopes. And of course, if you ever want to get a personal session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with the astrology for you guys this week? Well, it's kind of all about Mercury. All about Mercury. And it does kind of give sort of a blast from the past kind of feel, because Mercury, in your 10th house of career, while speeding up developments, giving you extra upward mobility, opening up bigger dialogues, and hurrying projects and prospects along, is going to be forming a T-square this week between Uranus and Jupiter, one after another. And so it's going to bring us back to December in a lot of ways. If you recall, I did a horoscope where I talked about you being put on the spot as sort of getting to be your own boss. A boss of your relationships with Jupiter in your 7th house, and the boss of your job with Mercury in your 10th house. Now the challenge that comes is the Uranus aspect here. Because sometimes we're not always ready to be put on the spot. Sometimes we're not ready for everyone to sort of do as we please. You know, we might be making a lot of, critiques, we may have a lot of suggestions, but what happens when somebody throws the authority your way? And this is important to pay attention to, because later on in the week, whatever you decide to, to throw out there will be acted upon. So you want to make sure you're not doing anything too impulsively. Even if your boss doesn't seem like they would actually be interested in what you have to say, and they will acquiesce to your decision this week. So, that being said, what is going on with your cards this week? Well, we do have the card of the Unseelie Queen for your spiritual advice. And this card talks about paying attention to where appearances don't matter. Watch out for style over substance in a lot of ways, because this week when we have the Unseelie Queen, especially with the astrology that we have, we may be accidentally giving up a lot of our authority, even though we don't think we are, because we're trying to copy what we think works. We're trying to copycat things that seem trendy, seem like they will work. And it's not a time to be too experimental. In thinking about the astrology in regards to this card, a lot of you Aries people may be tempted, okay, now I have a chance to do it my way. If you have a chance to do it your way, why would you do it somebody else's way when you have a chance to do it your way? Because there is a flaw in whoever you might be thinking about emulating this week, whether it's emulating another relationship, trying out what another relationship does with your relationship, or maybe trying out what somebody else has done at work, or trying out what somebody else has done with your own business. Copycatting, very much, even if it's pure intentions, not advised. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the King of Wands reversed. And this card is saying, a lot of you Aries people might be feeling like, even though it's going to be a good week at work, some of you may be burning out anyway. Because sometimes the King of Wands reversed can show up where things are going really well, but we are just so burnt out on the process, we don't even notice when things are going as well as they could. And the King of Wands reversed is saying, Aries, be careful about turning down things that, that you finally get to have. Okay, that you finally get to have, because this card can be a warning about flaking out. Somebody's about to offer you the job that you applied for, give you the promotion that you wanted, give you the raise you've been asking for. Be careful of doing the, I don't want it anymore, kind of thing, because you might be tempted to do that with this card, because sometimes we do get that kind of anxious. Also with the King of Wands reversed, be prepared to actually maybe even get some kind of fringe benefit to another person taking that attitude. Be prepared to volunteer yourself when somebody else decides to turn down a good thing. For your communications with air, we do have the Justice card reversed. So this week, I want you to be very careful when it comes to messages and dialogues with friends and with family members and things like that. If you can suspect that somebody is lying to you, not telling you the truth, somebody's actually, fibbing or trying to tell you a tall tale to get your sympathy, to get your advice, it may be wise to double check whether or not this person is, again, giving you the whole truth. And sometimes they're not lying, sometimes they're just not telling the full truth. And with the Justice card reversed, it's kind of saying, be careful about being sort of brought into another person's circle or taking somebody's side that doesn't deserve to have you on their side this week. Because, you know, again, sometimes we jump to defend somebody we're loyal to and we find out they're totally in the wrong, and we can't really pretend they're not. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Fool card reversed. And this card is basically saying, Aries, you know, where are we going to place our trust is sort of our big challenge this week. I think, again, we've got a lot of situations going on where a lot of people are turning to you to be the final authority figure, or to be an authority figure, even if it's not a job you want. Sometimes we get turned into the boss, we get turned into the leader of the relationship or something, and we didn't even want to be in charge. Well, this week with the Fool card reversed, you know, the advice you go asking for and the advice you give needs to be taken with a grain of salt. Because the Fool card reverse is saying there is a chance that, you know, we might be looking to pass off a good opportunity too fast. Oh, this is too delicate, I don't want this anymore. Or this is too much responsibility, don't give it to me. And your challenge is basically saying, don't do that. You know, don't do that. Don't pass off the pressure to somebody else because you don't want it. People who are thrown into boss positions, like you will this week, end up under a lot of pressure. Comes with the territory. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so this card is saying, again, we're going back to that sort of flaky, kind of superficial energy we need to watch out for. Because with the Page of Wands reversed, I think that maybe either you or a crush or a partner maybe, again, trying on way too many different ideas to try and make something work for this relationship. They're trying to mix it up. But the problem with the Page of Wands reversed is that, again, very much like the Unseelie Queen, feels almost unoriginal. There's something about it that seems kind of half-baked. And with the Page of Wands reversed, it's important to pay attention where even a new person in our life, it seems to be trying on a new persona. You know, some people try that on because they're at that point in their life. They're trying on a new personality. They're trying on a new lifestyle. And it may not have completely sunk in yet with them. So be careful, again, about letting appearances do all the talking, and that seems to be a huge theme this week. Now, I will remind you guys, remember, yes, we do have a lot of reversed cards here. In fact, everything but the Spiritual Advice card is reversed. But I don't want you to think that reversals are necessarily inherently bad. Some people can get really superstitious about that. Reversals honestly do say that this is something that we can always change around. Every single one of these cards comes with a solution, in addition to the challenge. So I want you to remember that as you go about your week. And again, don't forget to check out your rising and your moon signs. So that's your forecast, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.